if you want to talk without slides, just with you and your video, raise your hand in the Zoom session. This will then create a list for me, and I will call you, and the amount of time you will get will depend on the number of people in the queue. More in the queue, the longer the time you've got. Less time you've got, less in the queue, the more time you've got. When you're about to speak, I will ping you in the Zoom chat. Okay. If you're in the Zoom chat, I will tell you you're up next, and you should put your video on. So I've got 2 in the queue so far, apparently.
Nigel, you might want to say that the raising hand feature is in the reactions button.
In the reactions button, yes, which is, I can't remember where that is. Yes, it's on the bottom. Yeah, so you can, yeah, everyone found their raised hand? Of course, I don't have raised hand because but the first person to go is going to be Douglas. So if Douglas could start his video and
I have one announcement.
Okay.
I have been asking people to rename themselves to their full name. If necessary, I will start putting people in the waiting room so they can't participate until they rename themselves.
That's even better. There are good reasons why we want you to use your name, mainly so I can say, Douglas Stabila, over to you.
Hi, I'm Douglas Stabila from the University of Waterloo. So before Real World Crypto came along, the IACR conference that was most connected to real world cryptography was probably chess. But this year, chess aims to take back the title of the most real world crypto conference. For Chess 2021, we're running something new, the artifact evaluation process. Every paper that's accepted to Chess 2021 has the option to submit an artifact, such as software or data, for review. The Artifact Review Committee will examine each artifact, make sure that it can be successfully executed, check that it produces output that could be used to validate the results in the paper, and provide feedback to make the artifact easier to use and extend. And after acceptance, the artifacts will be archived by the IACR alongside the paper. We've reviewed artifacts for about 1/3 of the papers accepted to the first issue of Chess. If you've just had a paper accepted to issue 2 or are planning to submit a paper for this Friday's Chess deadline, please keep this in mind. For more information, please visit the Chess 2021 website's call for artifacts. And we hope that more IACR conferences will take up the goal of reviewing and archiving artifacts to improve reproducibility and reusability of crypto research. Thanks.
Cool. Thank you very much. And, and the next speaker is going to be Filippo Valsorda. Over to you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Filippo Valsorda. I work on Go cryptography and security, but today I want to tell you about a personal project. I am cheating a little about the only your video thing, but this is my webcam. And this is where Nigel just cuts me off. So AGE or AGE is a file encryption tool and format. And it's meant to be simple, easy to use, and modern. It's a replacement for a specific use case of GPG, encrypting files like your backups. It has small public keys that you use directly on the command line or in a file as a list, but they're textual, so they're very easy to move around. Small private keys, there are simple files like SSH files. It has no config options, none. And it's very composable with Unix pipes. So you can pipe your tar command into AGE invocation with this recipient and put the output somewhere else or send it over a network or anything like that. There are already 2 independent implementations, one in Go and one in Rust, written by Strad, Jack. But more relevantly to this audience, there is a specification, which I'm working on making more formal, but this describes how the format works. And there is an API that allows anybody to implement essentially a backend. You can implement a recipient and identity that is based on AWS KMS or GCP KMS or anything, IHSM, anything else that has keys. And we are implementing a plugin system that over standard output and input allows you to implement these outside of the process. And we're going to use that to implement both agent and YubiKey support. Those are landing this month. If you want to know more, it's age-encryption.org. Thank you.
Cool. And before we head over to the next one, we've got very few people in the queue. So please raise your hand if you just want to say anything, just like, I don't know, thank everybody or just, wish everybody a happy new year. But after lightning talks, we're going to go to the social session, and Nadia and Dan are going to be in rooms waiting to talk to you. And the next person is going to be Kobe. Over to you, Kobe.
Hi, I'm Kobe. I'm working on the Celo proof of stake blockchain. One of the unique things that we have in Celo is Plumo, which is an ultra fast light client protocol, which is also one of the largest snark circuits out there. It's a Groth 16 based protocol that's verifying aggregated BLS signatures on very large messages to basically check the correctness of validator set transitions. So as an input, you can imagine you get a validator set at the Genesis block, and as an output, you get the validator set after many epoch transitions, which can be many, many days. So we use some kind of a Pekira structure of a two chain of curves, which has been introduced in the past by the Sexy paper. And so both our circuit is very large, which is like 2 to the 27 constraints, and the curve is very large, which is 761 constraints. And all of that is meant to say that the setup of this snark circuit is very hard to do. So in order to launch it, we're currently performing this MPC setup. We've built a setup protocol that's using some interesting optimistic methods. And we'd be happy to have more contributors that are interested in being creative of generating some sources of randomness and also on how to destroy them. And yeah, I invite you to check out celo.org/Plumo and sign up to launch one of the largest snark circuits out there.
Okay, thank you very much. The next one up is Aaron Gvili. Over to you, Yaron.
Hi, I'm Yaron Gvili, an independent cryptography researcher, and I'd like to tell you about LibSwift. It's an open source project that I recently released. It's basically a high-performance C++ library for the Swift secure homomorphic hash function, running at less than 5 cycles per byte on commodity hardware. The Swift function is collision resistant and quantum resistant and compares well against other secure hash functions. It is also useful as a building block in efficient zero-knowledge proofs and post-quantum digital signatures. Unlike some other available Swift implementations, LibSwift is production quality, well-documented and tested, and has a roadmap for further development. If you're interested in building on or contributing to LibSwift, or in more details about it, please go to the GitHub search box and look up secure homomorphic hash. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you very much. And Greg, you're the only one in the queue, so you've basically got 20 minutes to talk now, Greg.
Okay.
If someone else comes up, I'm going to stop you, but keep going. Off you go, Greg.
Okay. Well, I prepared for 30 seconds, so we might get some time back. So I'm Greg Zavarucha from the Microsoft Research Security and Cryptography team. We're a team of about 10 people working on applied cryptography. And so most summers, we hire interns to work with us in person here in sunny Redmond, Washington. But because of the pandemic, internships were remote last summer, and they'll be remote again this summer. So it's not quite the same, but it's still a good way to work on an interesting project and meet some new people. If you're interested in real-world crypto, post-quantum cryptography, or securing elections with crypto, please apply. The job posting is online at careers.microsoft.com. Thank you.
Thank you. So is there no one else wants to give a talk? Oh my gosh, we normally have this huge long queue. And so that's, no one's got jobs. Well, I can tell you this, some people have jobs because as usual, I can advertise, we've got jobs in Leuven, you just have to apply to us and we've got loads of jobs. Oh, suddenly everyone's coming out the woodwork. Brilliant. Okay, so I can stop the usual plug for we've got jobs, and I'm going to hand it over to Filippo. Filippo, can you go next, please?
Yeah, since the queue is empty, I figure I will take another 30 seconds of your time to tell you what I forgot to tell you about Agate. Agate, as a file format underneath, uses stream. So for streaming encryption, where AEAD is used on sequential blocks. So it's seekable and it supports large files. And something that I'm really, I really want to see Agate used for is as a building block inside other applications. So a lot of things like backup programs that go and design their own encryption, and then we have to like go and figure out if they got it right. I really wish they could use Agate maybe with a custom recipient type to integrate into whatever key system they have, and then get streaming secure encryption out of it. It's a library. You can see it here. It has very easy to use functions in Go and a similar API in Rust.
Okay, voice gone, sorry. Mikhail Alan Rosenberg, do you want to go next?
Hey, just very quickly, I'll use my contact info. I'm doing research in anonymous credentials with block listing. And I would love to hear about people who would like to use this, but find that the current implementations or current crypto systems are too slow for that. I spoke to someone who works on Tor. I would love to hear other opportunities for this.
Okay, brilliant. Does anyone else want to talk whilst we're talking about this? Kevin, do you want to do you said you wanted to do a,
Yeah, Kay, unfortunately, Kay logged in the same account. Kay, can you launch that poll?
Yes, I'm in charge now, haha, and I have launched that poll.
So we have a poll, whoa.
Well, since you were asking about, which is the most real world crypto conference, I'm curious how broad a spectrum of conferences people attend.
Brilliant. Okay, so whilst that poll is going, we'll leave that going for a while. Greg, do you want to talk?
You mean me?
Yes, far away.
Well, I first want to redirect to chat. There's some raised hands there, Deirdre and Jeff Burgess.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, brilliant. Okay,
I'll go after them.
Okay, now I have to look at more shit. Okay. Where am I looking? Okay, Sophia wants to go. So Sophia, can you go?
Hey, thank you. Just to do a quick announcement of some other co-located events that were happening at Real World Crypto. We have an anonymous credential meeting that I know several people have been excited of happening on Friday, the day after the Real World Crypto conference at 4 p.m. CET. Please contact me by my email or by my Twitter for joining it. Please don't contact me for other channels. I know a lot of people have been doing that, but those are the channels for you. And there's also another meeting happening about deniability that I should be able to deny right now. But if you want also to participate, that one is on Thursday at 4 p.m. CET. So see you there.
Okay. Someone said that Deirdre wanted to talk. Deirdre, do you really want to talk?
Yes, I do. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, I can't see where. Did you post it in the chat? Because I don't know where I meant.
I waved, but whatever. Hi, I'm Deirdre from the Zcash Foundation. I just wanted to say thank you to the organizers. This is a very well-run Zoom conference, and I like it very much. But also, the Zcash Foundation is hiring engineers. We are building a fully Rust implementation of Zcash from the ground up, and we are almost there. We're hiring 2 to 3 more engineers this year. And if you're interested, please contact me. I'm the one tweeting all about Real World Crypto on Twitter.
Yeah, Deirdre's our favorite Twitter person during Real World Crypto. She's famous. It's interesting that only 81% of people at Real World Crypto have attended Real World Crypto. Although it might be in the past, it might mean in the past, which doesn't include yesterday. Is anyone else want to give a talk? I can't see anything on the chat. So anyone,
Jeff as well had his hand up in chat.
Jeff as well had his hand up. I can't see that. So Jeff, whoever Jeff is, Jeff, come and give a talk.
Find the hand thing. It's actually more of a question. So there's a piece in a protocol that we work on that is a little bit like BitTorrent, and only a little bit. But so I generally want to know if anybody has thought somewhat more formally about BitTorrent, or can otherwise make interesting comments on like what the threat model really should be, what should people be trying to do there. I'd just be curious to hear from people. That's it.
Okay. Thank you. Aha, I see. Aha, I now see where the hand of Deirdre and Jeff was. Thank you. Thank you. Is that it? Does no one else want to chat? Oh, Greg's come up again.
Sorry, Jack. And yeah, I did actually have something I wanted to say, but I was trying to get the other people ahead first. Yeah, so the thing I want to ask is like a request for primitive. So in one of the things that we need to do in Zcash is detecting inbound distribution of notes, of received notes that are encrypted on the blockchain. And the way we currently do that is the obvious and slow trial decryption process of scan everything you see in the blockchain and test with a CHA-20 poly 1305 decryption. That's obviously quite slow and is a bit of a bottleneck. So the primitive we would like is what we think of as a detection key, where we could give potentially to a more efficient node something that allows them to detect that we are interested in something on chain, but not actually reveal to them what it is. Obviously, you could do something like encrypt a smaller chunk of information, which isn't great. Maybe you could use some kind of cool new accumulator, or like we did a little bit of look into like designated verifier proofs as to trying to figure something out. We haven't really found anything that sort of meets the right kind of trade-offs in terms of like not making addresses that much larger or like blowing up the blockchain space. But if anyone has any ideas on this kind of thing, feel free to contact me. I'm STR4D on Twitter, or you can find links on the electriccoin.co webpage. Yeah, if you have any ideas for this or anything you're interested in doing, let me know.
Thank you very much. Okay, Emil, you're up. Emil Lundberg. Oh, there you are. Yes.
Hey. Yeah. So yeah, to immediately answer that question, that sounds quite similar to one of the things that inspired our work on ARKG, namely the, I think it's called the dual stealth key protocol on Bitcoin, I think. So yeah, if you haven't looked into that, I would recommend looking into that. I can maybe drop you a link somehow.
That'd be good. Thanks.
Cool. Right. No one else someone wants to know how to get hold of Sophia. I think she's often on Twitter, but I think you could also contact her on the Zulik chat, send her a message on the Zulik chat, or even send her a message via the Zoom chat if you really want to do it. Or if she's there, yeah, she agrees, that's the way to do it. Okay, so that's the end of today's formal stuff. Tomorrow, we've got more exciting stuff coming up. What have we got tomorrow? I can't even remember. Tomorrow, we've got invited talks galore with Camilla and Vanessa, more contact tracing, so there'll be a big discussion there, and hardware stuff, and then some formal analysis. What we suggest you do now is we're going to go into the social rooms. Kevin, are we all right for that?
Nigel, can I make a quick 10-second announcement?
Okay, quick.
Sure, super quick. So NIST PQC is hosting third round seminar talks every month or so, hopefully. We have got a couple lined up. This Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, Dan Bernstein is talking about Lattice crypto. So if you want to come, there is the link in the chat. Thank you. I'm done.
Okay. So Kevin or Kay, anything you want to say before we go to the social time?
I have a couple of things. One, I'll need to log out and log back in to start the room with Dan. And second, I need to actually launch the rooms in there because I forgot to do that.
Okay, so.
Yes, poll results are live. So you can view those usually down at the bottom of your screen. I will also post them on Zulip, but the most attended conference in the past is in fact RWC. Followed by crypto, and yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so we'll see you all. The rooms